Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're fucking back.
We have returned.
It's been like a year, but you know, I made a promise. We said we were coming back, and we are back, and we have absolutely nothing to talk about. No, I'm joking. We've got a couple things.
Yeah, we got a few things. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. Like, I don't know why we didn't announce it before everything happened that there was going to be a lot of downtime.
Yeah, he went and moved, and then he went on a vacation, then he got COVID, and I went and I did nothing. I did nothing.
It wasn't my choice to move. You know, we got kicked out because my
shitty
landlord wanted to turn all of her properties into Airbnbs. And Wanda, I hope your business venture fails.
He said by name.
Yeah, fuck off and die.
That is a Lord of the Rings.
That bitch turned my life upside down for a solid month, and then expected she was going to get any of our security deposit back. But our property manager was like, fuck you. I'm going to take your security deposit and put it towards whatever house you decide to get.
Nice.
So now we live on waterfront property with a pier. And
yeah, their house is nice. It is nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, fuck them.
You know what? He lives closer, so I'm actually glad.
Yeah, I live like 12 minutes away now.
Yeah, it is fucking nice.
It's 12 minutes drive time without traffic, but this is Pasadena, Maryland, so
now you
there's
told everybody where
always fucking traffic. Are you serious?
Yeah,
all of your information has been on the internet since 1992.
The internet it wasn't even mainstream.
Exactly, that's the point.
Yeah.
I had internet. I had internet before it was cool.
I did not.
Sorry if you hear the hinge.
Yeah,
of
the
his
microphone hinge is just like giving up on life.
Yeah.
It's decided that it is the Vince McMahon of my podcast.
Yep.
We were gonna mention that, you know, that thing broke down the entire time you were gone, and I was just dying to talk about it.
What did it ended up being? Something like
12 million.
I thought it was 60 million total that he.
60?
I thought it was 60 million total that he got caught, quote unquote, embezzling.
No, I haven't seen anything about embezzlement, but hush funds so far we've gotten up to 16 million.
I mean, tomato.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, he gave away $16 million to 3 different women. One of them, I believe, is Victoria.
I wonder if some of that hush money wasn't just to keep them quiet about the affair or about the sexual assault. I wonder if it was to keep them quiet about what kind of weird fucking fetish he has.
Yeah, I bet he does have some weird ass fetishes.
Like, I bet since he's always in charge all the time, I bet he has one of those like right, like he has a sub fetish.
Wow, you know I'm in the lifestyle when I use the.
He's like hashtag we are not a BDSM podcast. Sometimes we're a BDSM podcast.
You do offer feet pictures on our fucking Patreon.
I do. That's not BDSM though.
No, that's just feet.
But I bet he likes to like put on a diaper and crawl around and make baby. I bet he's like a baby.
With like a
what do they call them? Littles, I think.
Yeah, they're littles. Yeah.
I think he's a little.
He's definitely a little.
Now I cannot get the image of Vince McMahon crawling around in a diaper, and he's also got like a bonnet or a wimple on. And honestly, I think that's the first time I've ever said the word wimple out loud in an actual conversation.
Okay, well then he had a wimple, a binky, and a stuffy. You know I know littles very well when I know those 3 terms just like that. I just called myself out.
All right, so he wants everyone to know that he's a freak. That's what he wants to know.
I am a freak, but no,
not in the sideshow terms, but in the
a little bit of both.
Yeah,
column A, column B, little column A, little column B. I was gonna say when I smile, I could be sideshow, but that's so mean to myself.
Your sideshow would be like, man yells at computer for 12 straight hours.
Man organizes one drawer for 4.5 hours overnight, and then goes, "Why the fuck did I do this? I wasted all of my last Adderall."
He had a drawer of nuts and bolts and separated them by size, but then got pissed off because now he has to separate between brass and silver.
That is something I could. He's not making jokes. He's probably stating from historical.
I'm just making observations.
Historical data he's got. I legitimately, the drawer behind you, I have had 2 or 3 nights in a row where I just went and organized it over and over again. And if you've ever opened it, it's got like apartments perfectly. It's Tetris in there, which is always the most exhilarating feeling when it's done.
That's how my work van is every time I clean it, and then 3 days later, it's fucking trashed.
I remember you telling me, why don't you clean our work van when we were doing the balloons and shit? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, there was no time in that job to clean anything.
Nope, we went from job to job to job, and we drove from New York City to fucking, I don't know what the southest we've ever drove is.
Richmond.
Richmond, yeah, probably.
It was Richmond. And the farthest north I drove by myself on that job was like southern Connecticut. Like,
yeah, I went to Brooklyn and shit.
Fuck that place.
Oh, man. Dude, climbing below you on that ladder to the roof. Like, just Brad's ass right above me.
Yeah, and we're lucky we didn't die because ladders have load limits.
Yeah.
And
we were carrying fucking equipment and ourselves just,
both on the ladder at the same time on a ladder that has like a 250-pound limit, and I'm 200 pounds. And then we're carrying up sandbags that are like
50 pounds
50-pound sandbags that are full.
Fuck me, that was scary,
fuck CVS and your grand opening bullshit.
Like it was Dick's Sporting's good.
Yeah, I know. I did. It was Dick's. But CVS, remember we had to do that one CVS in Jamaica, Queens, where we had to carry all of the
through the parking lot.
The flag poles up on the roof, and then set all of the fucking sandbags.
Because they didn't have any grass to plant the fucking flags.
It was so terrible.
They ordered shit they didn't have any way to install.
Right.
Because they were like, we don't know.
No, they just hired some fucking schmuck to do it, and that was me.
And I was the lower schmuck.
Yeah, he was the helper schmuck.
With the fear of heights, by the way.
But yeah, so Vinnie Mac's in a bit of trouble.
Triple H is already killing it. I watched SummerSlam.
Of course, Triple H has always been.
He is on the nose. He's already hired like 3 people Vince fired and brought him back. And just from watching SummerSlam, he said, you know what, I know for a fact people are going to be watching just to see what the very first pay-per-view or premium live event, since they don't do pay-per-views anymore.
You're right.
So they call them premium live events. The word hospital was used. Not your local medical facility, which is what he's been using for years. He used the word hospital, and he used wrestler and wrestling.
Who did? Triple H?
No, everybody.
Really?
Yeah, on WWE TV. I was like, what?
Wow.
Because, dude, fucking Vince is so weird about words. He used box-like structure instead of the word box.
Right.
At WrestleMania, and it blew my mind. I heard Michael Cole go, look at Alexa Bliss sitting on this box-like structure, and I was like, it's literally a present box.
It's just a box.
It's a giant box.
Well, and Vince McMahon's probably one of those people who, if you extend a sentence, he thinks it makes you seem smarter.
Yeah, because there's more syllables and
instead
words.
of just saying like that's a circle, he's like that is a globe circular sphere type thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, this man's a genius.
And you
all
sound
right, Vince,
stupid.
This is why everybody thinks wrestling's still carny like.
I am surprised it took so long.
77 years he is. That's how old he is. Okay. I thought that was my kid. It's a vacuum. They're just that skinny.
He is that skinny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's insane it took so long for him to get caught up in something like that. Yeah. I thought, considering the character that he played, I always assumed that he was just groping women all the time. Like Trish Stratus is probably one of them women he gave money to.
No. She came out and said something about her never having a problem there. But Ashley Massano, she is not well known.
I don't know that name.
Yeah, she was from one of the seasons of Tough Enough, and she was sexually assaulted by not wrestlers, but somebody who was in the army that was taking them during a overseas, for the troop show.
Right.
And she got assaulted by 3 guys at once.
I figured she would have been assaulted by somebody like Paul Bearer.
Oh God. I remember that he was talking about when he had
Sergeant Slaughter, like old Sergeant Slaughter.
That's terrible. He's like Captain America.
No, Sergeant Slaughter was a bad guy.
He was when
he was a heel.
No, he was a heel for a very short time during the Gulf War. The rest of the time he was
for a very short time during the Gulf War when he killed so many brown people.
I was drinking a beer. He didn't kill. I don't know if you know who Sergeant Slaughter is. But damn,
I was just making a joke of
I know.
Gulf War. His name's Sergeant. Like,
and his last name is Slaughter.
Yeah, kills everybody.
Yeah. No, he was like a good guy for most of the time. He's G.I. Joe. He's G.I. Joe!
G.I. Joe's way more badass than Sergeant Slaughter.
Very
Sergeant Slaughter
much.
was just a fat guy who appeared to be buff.
He did not appear to be buff at all.
Because he stuck his chest out and like walked like
who
Vince
is that
McMahon
other guy?
essentially.
The guy from The Shield.
Oh,
Played the Thing.
Right.
Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis. I know him as the Commish.
Yeah, the Commish. Oh, that was a good show too. But
Love
I know
the
him
Commish.
as the Shield.
Right.
And I don't mean Roman Reigns, the Shield. Oh man, that's a good game right there. You ever play that Galaxian 2?
Yes.
Or any of the Galaxians?
Yeah,
are badass.
Galaxians are fun.
So I have a retro Raspberry Pi running behind us, and it's just running video game footage anytime.
It's just running clips of games.
It's an attract screen.
Right. It's this.
But I don't have a.
Like the demos on an arcade,
Yeah.
like when you walk past an arcade machine.
That's why they're called attract screens.
For anyone under 30, arcades are those one-up things that they're selling on TikTok. They used to be
And at Walmart.
They used to have buildings filled with those things.
Yeah, and people like us who would give them all of our parents' quarters.
We would show up with $20 and it would.
Afterburner.
We would show up with $20 and we would be kings for about 13 minutes.
13 seconds if you're playing something like Dragon.
You decided you were gonna try. Yeah, you were gonna try and beat Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Or something, and
you got to memorize because that shit
left,
was
right, up, down, left, right, up, down.
Yeah, that's your
Like
game, Donkey Kong Land, but not the original.
oh no, that's Game Boy.
I know. Yours is the other one.
My favorite Game Boy game is like Mario Land 2.
Hey, mine was Home Alone.
I think it's Mario Land. I think it is, and where you get that's
Super Mario Land.
That's the first one where you get the hat that has wings, and you have to collect the coins throughout the whole game. I fucking love that game.
When the Galaxy came out and they were like a hat with wings. Where did this come from? I was like,
That's
Game Boy?
Yeah, Game Boy from 1994. But yeah, so
100 years old.
so after I moved, almost immediately,
It's gonna sound like there was an edit there.
literally no
segue.
quick
people.
say if people are still listening to us, they know how quick they happen.
Yeah, they have to turn on time.
Or how long we talk about one thing that has nothing to do with whatever topic we were talking about.
Right.
I mean, we just went from Vince
Video
McMahon
game.
and wrestling to hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Like it's like ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy.
But when I moved, I had already had a trip planned with my dad and my brother and one of my dad's friends, and it was fucked up because we had this shit planned since March, and I definitely didn't know I was gonna have to move in fucking at the end of June. Did you get that
gate finished before you left?
No, I finished it the day I got back though. So the week I moved, that following weekend, I was going on a motorcycle trip with my dad, my brother, and I had just got my motorcycle license in March.
Yeah.
And had
like
zero riding time before we went on this long ass trip. I put almost 2,000 miles on my brother's Harley Sportster on this fucking trip. On the way down, this is fucking hilarious. On the way down, right? And this is my second time on the highway, right?
Yeah.
Third time, because I had to ride with my brother. Like he was on his other bike, and I had to ride with him to his house. And he took me over the fucking Key Bridge on the windiest day ever. And that completely scared the fucking shit out of me. And I did 50 all the way down 895 to Parkville. Like, a 30-minute ride took me an hour and 15 minutes. But then after that, the only other time was I had to pick up the bike from my brother's house and take it back home. And I picked the bike up a week before we went on the trip. So here comes the day of the trip. So we get on the fucking motorcycles, and it's raining, and we gotta ride down. Our first stop was in like Richmond, Virginia. I think it was Richmond.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
And
where my family.
That was where we stay at the hotel. Well, it was raining the whole time. I'm scared shitless. And as you get into Virginia, the highways are like 65, 70 mile an hour speed limits. I'm doing 52. at the most. And my dad's in front, my brother's behind me to make sure I don't die. And
they're getting annoyed.
Right, they're so pissed off. They're like, man, these Virginia cops, these Virginia state troopers will give you a ticket for going too slow, and they don't give a fuck if anybody's cops, because my dad and my brother are cops. So like they're like, they're notorious
they don't care about your vehicle
for giving cops ticket.
Yep.
And so we finally roll into the hotel in Richmond at fucking, I don't know, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So and it rained the entire fucking time, and of course it took us an extra 3 hours to get there because I can't drive over 55. And then, the next day we get to the hotel, wake up, start heading back there because we're going to North Carolina, and it went it was a little better the second day. I actually got up to 70. Didn't stay there long, but I got up to it.
I worked my way up there, but I didn't stay there.
Right, and every time I felt so bad for my dad because this is something like he's wanted to be able to do for a long time, is take both of his sons on a motorcycle trip, because they've been doing this shit for years, because they've both been riding for years. My dad has been riding. He did the math for 40 years.
Oh God.
And so I felt so bad because every time we stopped and he's like, "So you having fun yet?" I was like, "I'm fucking terrified." Like, I feel like I'm gonna die every time we get on the highway. I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. And like I could just see the disappointment in his face. Like he's not disappointed in me, just disappointed that I wasn't having a good time.
Yeah.
And then the second day, yeah, my dad's a sweetheart. But like the second day, it went so much better. We were, having a good time riding around, like riding down to the Airbnb we stayed at, and this shit was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, you showed me the view.
I should send you some of the pictures so you can put them on a website or something so that people can see what we're talking about.
I'll tweet them.
Driving down Blue Ridge Parkway was one of the most beautiful experiences. Like Blue Ridge Parkway and Skyline Drive, one of the most beautiful experiences ever. At one point, we were like,
drive down on that road and like that whole highway.
Yeah, the Blue Ridge Parkway is beautiful. Even if you're taking a car, like the best way to do it's on a motorcycle, I tell you, because that shit was fucking fun as hell. It was beautiful. But we got to this one overlook. I took pictures of everything, and you could see the clouds were above us. And then we get to the next overlook, and those same clouds are below us because we're at the top of the fucking mountain, dude. This shit was so awesome. Yeah. And then down in North Carolina.
North Kakalaki.
Every day we went for different rides, and it's a big motorcycle area down there. There's a whole bunch of Harleys, and they have specific rides. Like we went on one called the Camel Toe.
That is a ride I've been on.
And they have several, actually. But they have like real windy turns, and so we did the Cherokee, which is a windy ass road down a mountain that takes you into the Cherokee Nation. And then, dude, motorcycle riders have like this weird subculture that you do not know or understand until you're there witnessing it.
Okay.
If you go into a Harley Davidson dealership, if you roll up in a car, they're gonna treat you a certain way.
Yeah.
If you roll up in a bike, you're their best fucking friend. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then they have these poker chips that they sell at every Harley dealership down there. That like, I went to this Harley, so I got this poker chip, and I went to this Harley, and because some of the Harleys are, if you have to take crazy ass, windy ass roads to get to.
They make sure you can't get
right. They make sure it's fun for motorcycle riders. Yeah. And or it just so happens that they did that shit. I don't know how the fucking logistics works on that, but it worked out well. But this shit was a lot of fucking fun. Like if you ever see two motorcyclists pass each other, and they'll take their left hand and they put like two fingers up like the peace sign, and they put it down to the ground, and that's their nod to each other. But what it is it's a symbol for like good luck, keep two wheels on the ground. It's every motorcycle rider wishes every other rider safety as they're riding along. You know what they are?
What?
They're fucking juggalos.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say it sounds like a juggalo.
No, they're juggalos. They're 100% fucking juggalos because it's everyone who's interested in this one thing, the same thing,
best buddies.
Are best friends immediately.
Yep.
Fucking immediately.
Yep.
Like, and it doesn't matter shape, size, color, orientation.
That's how he and I met.
It doesn't matter.
Our other friends met.
Like, and it's funny as hell to me because
I have no idea.
They're literally juggalos. But it just made me think of how every little organization or niche thing that people are into,
yep.
If they find other people that are into it, they immediately love each other. So it's not just juggalos, it's not just motorcycle riders, it's fucking everybody. Like people who love Naruto and Dragon Ball, and people who love fucking football. Like if
you're on the same team,
right? If you love the same teams, or if you're a specific rival, then it's fun to like go back and forth.
Me best buds, yeah.
But that shit is fucking insane to me. The weird subculture that's there, and they're like our whole lives we've been shown in media that motorcycle riders are like dangerous and they're risky. And
I saw a whole gang of people wearing motorcycle club jackets that were like in a specific chapter of something. I don't remember what it was, and they were like librarians, the most harmless individuals of all time. One of them had like bifocals. Like the most harmless people. It
was funny because one of the Harleys we were at, they were asking us the lady we were talking to because she wouldn't leave us alone the whole time. Your sales tactics are terrible. Leave us the fuck alone. But anyway, she asked us who here's the most novice rider. And I raised my hand, and she's like, "Don't let these guys bully you into riding above your skill level. Ride your ride. If you need to take the turn slow, take the turn slow." And I heard that probably 8 times from strangers. So like they are not risky people. The most risky thing they're doing is riding the motorcycle.
Well, see,
but they are the safest motherfuckers on the planet. Yeah. They say dress for the slide, not the ride. Right. So like you dress for crashing.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
I've heard that one. But it's different between motorcycle riders and crotch rocket riders.
Right. Yeah, those guys are just assholes.
Yeah, they're dickheads.
Right, so the trip was beautiful. It's beautiful country down there. Heard a lot of cop stories that I thought were fun because I was there with 2 retired cops and 1 active duty. And there's one in particular that I wanted to point out before we get to the rest. Like I said, I was there with 3 cops. So I'm not going to tell which one told the story, but you can try and piece it together if you want. You just guess. So one of them was on patrol late at night. It was like 2 a.m. And down in Baltimore, there was always this one guy who went jogging at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
He probably got up really early.
And all the cops knew about it, and they whatever. Well, this particular cop comes to a red light and uses it as a stop sign, as cops and a lot of civilians do when it's that late at night. Well, all of a sudden, he heard a thump, and looked in his rearview mirror. He totally hit that fucking jogger. Went over the hood and just fully over the car like it was a fucking action movie.
Oh my god!
And cop gets out. Cop gets out and goes to check on him, and dude's fine. He's like, "I don't know what happened. I thought I had the green light." And the cop said, "No, I totally had the green light." And the guy was like, "Now that I think about it, I think you did have the green light." Straight up ran a motherfucker over.
And then lied to his face.
And then lied to him about it. Right. But he was fine. He didn't have any injuries. There was nothing wrong with him.
I can't believe that I know who did it.
So. The cop even checked up on him a couple days later, and he was totally fine. Still out there jogging afterwards. Like he took.
If he was still jogging at that point,
he took that car hit like a stuntman. I think he missed his calling. But anyway, like I said, trip was fun. Then one of the guys gave me COVID, and 2 days after I got back from the trip, I had COVID, so I had to go 2 weeks from work without pay. So I am a broke bitch.
Oh,
might want to put out there any advertisers you want to see you sponsor.
Come on, sponsor us.
Fucking,
I'll even take Raid Shadow Legends.
I will read whatever you want me to read.
I will be your whore.
I will be your ad whore. Hashtag
Stop
ad.
The table.
I'm at least I'm hitting something soft. I'm not smacking it like it owes me
like
money.
Seal.
Right.
As I think that was more of Tim the Toolman Taylor.
No. God, we're fucking old.
We are old. So that's where we got the title of this episode from.
Yeah, we're old as fuck.
Yeah. But for people that don't know, A Dinosaur Story is a movie.
Hey, it's a dinosaurs talk. That was an inventive. It was back when they made movies that were still original and not remake.
Yeah, everything's a remake now.
Everything's a remake, or that's my favorite word, reimagining.
Yeah, so you mean a reboot with different storyline.
Like, it's not a reimagining, you're just redoing it over again.
In a different way. You're not fancy.
Oh, I know. I bet if I do it in a style of Tim Burton, everyone will love it this time.
Won't.
No,
why Tim Burton doesn't work anymore.
No one will love it this time. Stop making Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, I don't think Fantastic Four works as a movie.
I don't know why. They're the world's first superhero team.
Yeah,
but for some reason, it just doesn't fucking work. They just can't do it. They even tried to let's throw in some let's pepper in some adopted white children in here, and then because it was Johnny Storm and his sister, and she was white, she was adopted by if this was the 90s, he would have been the adopted.
And Michael B. Jordan is awesome.
Oh, I love Michael B. Jordan, but he also you can't be Johnny Storm and Killmonger at the same time.
No,
not gonna work.
Not gonna work. Oh man, and they're not gonna retrofit that into the current Marvel universe.
No, God, no, that's not gonna happen. It's not Spider-Man.
It's not Spider-Man.
Fantastic Four does not work the way Spider-Man works. It's not Sam Raimi. But thank God, I read something the other day. They're bringing Spider-Man back to his roots for the next trilogy movies because of everything that happened in the No Way Home.
Yeah, he's back to nothing.
Well, he's back to being a street level character, which they completely skipped over.
Yeah.
So they turned his origin story into immediately an Avenger. Immediately an Avenger. And I think it's cool that they're basically turning him back into the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and old ladies buy him churros.
I haven't seen anything after. I've seen Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I've not seen Thor yet. I want to see Thor.
Out of all of the Marvel movies, all the MCU shit, I think I can pinpoint my one favorite scene, and it's from Spider-Man. And it's where it involves the comedian. I forget what his name is, but he's also in another movie as a dude on a bus. But he's like, "Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip," and then he does a flip, and he's like, "Yeah!"
My favorite scene from the entire Marvel universe.
I cried for 15 minutes after I watched it. At first, it was cry because of laughter, and then it was sadness that this is my favorite scene in cinematic history.
My favorite scene was in Thor Ragnarok. It's when he grabs the bowling ball like fucking rock, and he throws it at the wall, and it bounces back and hits him in the face, and he just drops like a fucking fly. And I was like, no!
I like that one, but I also like I know him. He's a friend from work.
Yeah.
And that was ad-libbed by
a kid.
No, yeah, it was ad-libbed, and it was fucking fantastic.
He's a friend from work!
It's great.
Tell me why Asgardians all have different accents.
Right? It's fucking weird. Why is that one Scottish?
Yeah. There's a Scottish one, there's an Irish. There's one that sounds like she's American but has a little bit of a British twang.
I'm pretty sure one of them was also just a character from Lord of the Rings.
Aren't they all kind of just...
Thor's getting ready for battle against whatever the fuck, and somebody's like, "You have my axe." He's like, "Dude, wrong movie."
Wrong universe.
Fucking...
Listen, this is not George R. Romero.
3 movies of walking. That's what that was.
G.G.R. Romero is the guy who does Dawn from the Dead, Walking Dead.
G.G.R. Romero.
Yeah, that's
not... No!
It's just Romero. It's, what's his name? George Romero. George Romero. And J.J. Abrams. No, not Abrams. That's the
George
director.
R.R. Martin.
Thank you.
The man who's in love with killing his main characters.
And incest.
Penis and incest.
Yes. Those are a
South
lot of
Park
things.
had it right when they were like, "This is just all dicks. This is all this is. It's just dicks."
I never liked the series. I couldn't get into it.
The show was terrible. The books are good.
Never watched them, never read them.
Not saying I read them. I listened to them because this is 2022. Who has time to read?
No one.
But on that last job that we were talking about before, I listened to a lot of audiobooks, and I listened to all of the Game of Thrones books twice, and I was like, these are fantastic. I can't wait to see the show. And
it was garbage.
It ruined it because all of the books are narrated by a old British man named Roy Dotrice. I made a joke about it once on here, and you laughed at it not knowing who I was talking about.
Sounds like me.
But he
wait.
The way he did his voice, I always imagined Daenerys as a craggy old woman. Even when he was like, she's 14, I was like, okay, she still sounds like an angry old British woman. And
I don't know who Kragus is, but okay.
Like, no, Daenerys, the fucking dragon queen, like sexy bitch with the white hair.
Don't know. I don't watch the show. Never seen the movie. Never seen the show.
It's
not a movie. I know.
That's God. You're old. You're even at the dad point where you're like, I've never seen that movie. When you know we're talking about a TV show.
I did just do that.
God, one of my exes, like, she used to mix them up all the time. You know, Miss Portfolio of Drugs. She would always mix that shit up. Like, she would say, if it was
portfolio of drugs, I immediately knew what you were talking about.
If it was a movie, she would say show. If it was a show, she would say movie, and it pissed me off every time. That's the worst kind of dyslexia I've ever heard in my life, and it just angers me.
Isn't dyslexia?
It's the only thing I can compare it to. That's dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
Dysphoria. That's different. That's completely different.
That's a whole nother thing. Let's get on to another subject.
All right. Well, since we were gone so long,
I
have these old topics written down on my phone that I have now forgotten.
But the titles are funny. Let's see. I'm gonna hear these.
The first one is doing Kegels with my wife. One of us was doing it wrong.
I'm gonna with you.
I have no idea.
You don't have a vagina?
You can still do Kegels.
I don't know.
Every time you make your dick move, that's Kegels.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just lifting a testicle.
Not you can bounce your testicles?
I can lift one.
That sounds like a condition, not a talent.
Don't laugh.
The next one is...
We just found out something new about me.
My wife is super excited about shorts having pockets.
Women don't have pockets.
Metal screamed their pockets. I don't know.
Metal
screamed their pockets. Yeah, I think that was a drunk... I need to write this down. And then this other one, I do remember this one because it just happened and I wrote it down. It's Fat Bulldog Attack? Because that has a question mark at the end.
Yeah, I can tell.
I recently... Do you remember... and this is how you know we live in a ghetto part of Maryland, the check cashing and fried chicken place in Glen Burnie, right next to the box and safe.
Aldi's and all that, yeah.
It's right next to the old box and safe. Well, I just replaced their AC like right before I left for vacation, right? Well, when I got back from vacation and back to work, they called because there was a weird noise happening and it was just tape. Like,
didn't they have waffles too?
No, they had chicken livers.
We had the other chicken.
They did have a really good half and half. Since when I first started working legally when I was 14, and that's where I cashed my checks because I lived in that part of Glen Burnie and I didn't have a bank account, so I cashed my checks there. Well, I would cash my checks and then immediately buy like a large order of chicken livers and a half and half and eat that shit going home. Like as I was walking home. That place the food part got shut down by the health department years ago, and I ate there all the fucking time. Never got sick. But anyway, I had to go back because of noise, because like tape was fluttering and people are stupid and don't know how to fix tape. Well, I get in there and there's this fat bulldog, like just this fat, ugly, adorable bulldog, right? Like they're so fat and stupid, like his face is all smushed, he can't close his mouth, like. And
You're so fat and incestual.
Right. He comes up to me, and I can't tell if he's excited because he doesn't have a tail, and his butt's not wiggling, so I can't tell if he's like trying to wag something.
He's just so lazy.
But he looks at me, and he like gruffs at me, and then he looks down and he picks up like a little chewy, and he shows it to me, and then like just stares at me. So I reached down and pet him. I was like, okay, good boy. Like, you just showed me your toy. That's awesome. After I pet him, he like looks at me like not snarl. He's like huffs like, and then throws the Chewy, right?
Like he's getting ready to go.
And then like stands at attention and looks at me. I was like, okay. So I just go to walk away, and he lunges at me. Tries to bite my leg, but he's so fat and his face is so mushed he can't wrap his mouth around my leg. He can't do it. And when he lunged at me the first time, I like jumped to react, because like I'm gonna have to kick this. I'm gonna fucking this is Sparta, this dog in his face. And like I realized what was happening almost immediately, that he couldn't bite me, and then he jumped at me again and tried to bite me again, and I just lost it. I was laughing. And he also noticed that he couldn't bite me, so he started getting mad and headbutt me. Like, he just started headbutting my leg. Like, and then
giving up.
The lady was finally like, what is he doing? So he tried to bite me, because I'm dying at this point. I'm just crying, laughing. And she's like, oh, why are you being an asshole? And she comes out and grabs him and starts dragging him away, and I'm no good. Like, that shit was fucking hilarious. He was trying to bite me so hard, but he couldn't, so he just started headbutting me. Like, he was that mad at me.
Yeah. You did not do what he wanted when he presented that toy.
Right. I don't know if he wanted me to chew it, or if he wanted me to just look at it.
He probably saw your face and thought you were a bulldog.
Right. Like, that's a lot of hair for a human.
Yeah, you're not human.
Here's another one that it's a little bit lengthy. But it says...
that's what they say about me.
This is about another dog one.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's also what they say about you.
Another dog one, okay.
I asked my wife how many nickels...
How many nipples?
The answer is none. How many nipples dogs were supposed to have.
Oh, I remember this!
And she was very upset about it for like 10 minutes until she looked it up on Google. Told her that some dogs have 10 nipples, some have less. She was very upset. But like she made me think I was stupid, because like I'm petting our female dog and she's got like 10 fucking nipples, and then I'm like looking at Rufus and he doesn't have a lot, like he's only got a couple, and she's like talking to me like I'm stupid. I was like, how many nipples are dogs supposed to have? Because I don't know this. Like, it's one of the few dumb facts I don't know. Now I know. Like,
yeah, he does know a lot of dumb facts, and right now he's very itchy.
Yeah, we took a smoke break.
And I'm itchy too.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure...
There's poison sumac.
No, we did. There is poison sumac outside, but we got destroyed by mosquitoes in like 45 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, God, my whole legs.
It's a bad time.
It's that fucking part of my yard. Like, it's just mosquito factory.
Right. It's bad. It's because of the water at the bottom. They lay their eggs in there.
Yeah, I know.
And then the pump doesn't pump it out fast enough.
Yerp.
It's a bad time.
It's bad. It's bad for you. That's George Carlin's... Well, not with the burp. Oh shit! Samurai Showdown.
Bro, have you played the new Ninja Turtles game?
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
I beat it. It's dope.
I have the Game Pass.
The only problem is you can play as April O'Neil. And I don't mind playing as April.
But she's not weak.
But her weapons are a microphone and an old shoulder-mounted fucking camera.
But at least it's not a purse.
Right. And it was
It was
fucked up because I talked to one of my coworkers about the game, and he's real young, and he was like, I don't know much about the Ninja Turtles. And I was like, I'm
sorry about your childhood.
I was like, do you know who Splinter is? He was like, what, like the Rat Man? And I almost punched him in the face. Like, you show Master Splinter respect.
Yeah.
That's like disrespecting Mr. Miyagi. They're essentially the same dude.
Did you see my TikTok about McDonald's?
No.
I said, Old McDonald's, you've been to Old McDonald, you had a farm where you can make chicken taste like chicken tender, or you can make a bunch of things that look like chicken, taste like chicken, including a McRib, taste like a McRib and not chicken. But what you can't do is not Mr. Miyagi, my hash brown, into the bag, into
I did see that. It's like you have to risk getting a 3rd-degree burn to get that out there before it melds with the paper. And that's definitely a thing. How can McDonald's make everything taste like chicken, but the Beyond Meat people can't make vegetables taste like beef?
Right. Exactly. It's seriously, McDonald's, fucking get on that. Your hash browns are banging, but I can't eat them if I only get the top piece.
It would be smart if they just sold them in a chopped up version in a bowl like they sell.
Yeah, I
like
said do that, or put them in the same fucking apple slice holder that they have for the pies.
Oh, and then you can make loaded hash browns with mac sauce. Oh man, you can make Big Mac hash browns.
That sounds disgusting.
It sounds delicious. My fat ass would eat that up. But only if you bring back 24-hour breakfast, and I can eat that shit at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because we need that back. We need 24-hour breakfast all the time.
And just like every other entitled white person in this country, I rarely eat McDonald's, but I demand you to spend millions of dollars to bring back something that I will only eat twice a year.
For that twice a year that I have a hankering.
Right.
That's what I need. I mean, I also did the TikTok where it was like third world country problems. First world country problems.
Third world countries have a lot of problems.
Yeah. Well, our problem is it's that season where if you don't have a Tesla, it's like burn your nipples as soon as you get in the car season.
Yo, it's so bad. It's like
I was like, I need to go get one of those ghetto shields for my windshield.
It's like it's like if you fell asleep on someone's leather sofa who didn't have air conditioning. But multiplied by the sun. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking
It's exactly
terrible.
like that. I hate getting in my car. If you don't have a Tesla and it's not like auto starting and keeping it cool, like I fucking hate Teslas for that.
You sit down in your car and you're automatically making pork rinds because your back's just frying.
Yeah, that's how our cars are advanced features. Teslas, they can make you pork rinds. In our cars, we make ourselves pork rinds.
That's like how I felt on that goddamn motorcycle trip, because my dad and my brother are riding these fucking motorcycles that have like ham warmers in the fucking in the handles and shit, and like they got radios and stuff, and I'm on this fucking Sportster like with my I look like the fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame riding down the fucking road. The most uncomfortable, unstable bike to take on a long trip is a Harley Sportster.
And first trip.
Right, and god damn it, was it uncomfortable.
All right, so we got about 10 minutes left.
About
what are we gonna fill this with? Your mom? Oh, sorry, Mom.
My mother's having some medical issues right now. Thank you very much.
So is mine. She okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, okay.
She did leave out the fact, and this is perfect, like my family behavior. My mom will bring most of her medical shit to all of her kids' attention. You know, like, and most of it, and it's to the point that we were like, yeah, okay, all right, then that's. Like, she would tell us about stuff that doesn't really matter. Well, something did happen that did matter, and she just didn't tell. I didn't want to worry anybody. The doctors thought she was having a heart attack.
Oh, God.
And they couldn't figure out why, and they couldn't stop it. So they thought she was going to die, so they sent in a fucking Catholic priest to give her her last rites.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Mom!
Yep. Never said a word to
yell
her
at her when I see
until
her.
Nicole went to go see her, and my Aunt Donna was like, yeah, they sent a priest and gave her her last rites and everything. They thought she was gonna die. I was like, holy fucking shit. And I've been like not texting her back because I thought it was another like my knee's acting up again, you know.
He did my knees. He did the whole
arm jerk thing. Like
can do. I love that.
Mr. Meese.
Can do.
I need you to take 3 strokes off my golf game. Can do.
Never happened.
Well, it did happen. That's how they get rid of them.
That whole episode was a mindfuck. Oh, well, all of them are. That is an ugly That is an ugly spit Simpsons versus Space Mutants.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. It was real bad.
Yeah. All the Simpsons.
All the Simpsons games sucked and were super
the
hard.
Arcade one.
Well, like
the arcade one was kind of like just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right, yeah.
It was a ripoff.
And Bart's Nightmare was one of the hardest fucking games on the planet.
Yeah. Going
there was no instruction to do anything.
Well, that's like the Tim Allen game. You open the instruction, it says, real men don't need instructions. And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
It is Tim Allen, and that's...
And you start the game out in a dinosaur level. What the fuck are you doing with dinosaurs?
Is it Tool Time? Is it a Tool Time game?
No.
This is a Tim Allen game.
Well, I mean, it was a home improvement game.
Like, here's my game by Tim Allen.
He's got his own Subaru Outback.
Just a pile of cocaine and...
Stop doing that while I'm drinking beer, okay?
Fucking Tim Allen.
Fucking pound of cocaine.
For all of you arguing about why Tim Allen wasn't the voice for Buzz Lightyear in the new terrible Buzz Lightyear movie.
It's because he saw the fucking script.
Well, no, and also, huge cocaine addict. For the longest time. Just putting that out there. You need to remember.
A pound of cocaine at the airport.
You always remember people's faults. You can't forget them. That's why, like, I wonder why people still, like, when fucking Whitney Houston died of an overdose in her bathtub, people were like, oh, she was a saint. No, she wasn't. She was a crackhead. Don't forget. I understand that she made some decent music and a shitty movie with a Costner. But
we'll be right back.
Fuck Whitney Houston.
That whole thing.
I'm standing on that just like I stand on
your hill.
Yeah, my hill of
fuck Whitney Houston.
Not fuck Whitney Houston. Not just fuck Whitney Houston. She's on the list of America, the people America loves that I hate. Like fucking what's her name from E.T.
Renee Witherspoon.
No.
Witherspoon.
No, she's not.
She's the 11-year-old girl in that.
No, she's not. Reese Witherspoon?
Not Reese Witherspoon.
You said Renee Witherspoon.
I did.
Who's probably a person but not an actor.
No,
What's her name? She was married to Tom Green for a short time. And I hate her so. Drew Barrymore. I hate Drew Barrymore. So and the other day they like put this. Her internet presence right now was like her crying over redoing her kitchen, and people were like, "Oh my god, she's so strong. She's a millionaire who redid her fucking kitchen."
And with that,
you might as well say like, "Oh, Bill Gates." Like, I'm crying for Bill Gates because he made Windows 37. Fuck off. Like
Windows 37. I hope I'm
bullshit.
Dead by then.
It's all XP with a new overlay.
No, everything is Windows 2000 with the new overlay because never mind, I'm getting too nerdy with it.
It's
NT, there was a whole new layer, it had a Linux substrate. Anyways.
This one's tablet friendly.
That was RT.
Vista.
Alright guys.
There ain't no Vista and there ain't no View.
What?
Sorry, every time I say the word Vista, I think of a line from the original White Man Can't Jump, where she's like, I live in the Vista View apartments, and there damn sure ain't no vistas, and there damn sure ain't no views.
I remember that. Alright guys, we love you. Go to Patreon. Patreon.com/This Will Hurt You More Than Us.
Yeah, it looks like it says anus at the end, so maybe you will just contribute money thinking there's anus involved.
There's feet. If you go to, a certain level, Brad will give you his wife's feet.
Yep, not the actual feet.
Pictures.
Just a picture of them. Just a picture of them.
We're sitting here arguing the points.
You can't have her feet, okay?
You're gonna walk around.
Her actual feet. You're just gonna walk around. What are you gonna do? Carry them in a bowling bag? Like
bowling bag.
Like just walking around with somebody's feet in them. You can't do anything like that. And after a while, they're gonna smell bad.
Okay. Anyways, we love you. Visit us on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else. We're back. So
we hope you come back for this because we're gonna advertise the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pushing this episode because we want to get our retention numbers back. So I hope you guys come back and hear from us again. We will be recording, next Sunday we'll be releasing this episode, and then the Sunday after that we'll be recording again. We're back on, so we'll be getting episodes out every other week. We love you. Goodbye.
Love you.
Bye.
I have these old topics written down on my phone that I have now forgotten. But the titles are funny. The first one is doing Kegels with my wife. One of us was doing it wrong. I have no idea. You don't have a vagina. You can still do Kegels. I don't know. Every time you make your dick move, that's Kegels. Okay, well that's just lifting a testicle. Not a You can bounce a testicle. I can lift one. It sounds like a condition, not a talent.